Most people think power comes from money. Others think it comes from status. Some believe it comes from strength. They're all looking in the wrong place. The most powerful weapon ever invented fits inside your mouth. A single sentence can start a war, destroy a friendship, build a movement, or make millions follow a stranger. The strange part, most people use this weapon every day without understanding how it works, because words do more than communicate. They shape perception, and perception shapes reality. The first rule of social power is framing. Imagine a surgeon tells you a procedure has a 90% success rate. You feel relieved. Now imagine he says the same procedure has a 10% failure rate. Suddenly it feels different. But nothing changed. The numbers are identical. Only the frame changed. And yet your emotions followed the words. This is the invisible power of language. People rarely react to reality itself. They react to the story wrapped around it. The second rule is status. Listen carefully to how people speak. Some say,
"Stay away from me. Stay away from me, please."
Maybe I'm wrong. I think.
If you want to...
Sorry, but their language asks for permission. Others say,
"Because here's what I found out.
This is the issue that...
Just consider this, Mike.
Their language assumes value. The words are different. But the deeper difference is certainty. People are naturally drawn toward conviction, not arrogance, conviction. The third rule is scarcity. A diamond buried in every backyard would be worthless. A rare diamond becomes priceless. The same principle applies to words. Let's compare these two statements. This is available. This opportunity won't exist forever. One creates information. The other creates urgency. Human beings are wired to fear loss more than they desire gain. The possibility of losing something often feels more powerful than the possibility of gaining it. The fourth rule is moral language. Words are never neutral. Compare these pairs. Take, steal, give, donate. The action may be similar, but the emotional reaction is completely different. A single word can transform an action from acceptable to immoral, from selfish to noble, from ordinary to heroic. Language doesn't just describe behavior, it judges it. The fifth rule is authority. Imagine a stranger walks up to you and says, "Trust me." Most people hesitate. Now imagine they say, "Researchers have studied this for decades." Suddenly the statement feels stronger. Why? Because authority transfers credibility. The source changes the message. People don't only evaluate ideas, they evaluate who appears to be speaking. The sixth rule is social proof. Imagine walking past two restaurants. One is empty, the other has a line around the block. Without knowing anything else, which one feels better? Most people choose the crowded one, not because they know it's better, but because other people seem to believe it is. Humans look to others when deciding what is true, valuable, or safe. The crowd becomes evidence, and words can create that crowd. Millions use this, thousands recommend it, everyone is talking about it. Whether the claim is true or false, the effect is the same. The mind pays attention. And then there is the final rule, perhaps the most powerful word in the English language: because. A fascinating discovery revealed that people become more likely to cooperate when given a reason, even a weak reason.
They sent people to the front of a queue for a photocopier and said, got them to make the following request. They said, "Can I go in front of you to make 5 copies?" And most of the time, like 60% of the time, they were told no. But then they sent them to the front of the queue and said, "Can I go in front of you to make 5 copies because I'm late for a class and I need to get there on time?" All of a sudden, the compliance rate went up to 93%, just because they'd given a plausible reason. But then they tried a third, and for me, the most exciting part of this test, they got them to go to the front of the queue and said, "Can I go in front of you and make 5 copies because I need to make some copies?" And the compliance rate was still 93%, because they'd used that magic word, because.
Why? Because the human mind craves explanations. We want causes, we want stories, we want meaning. Give people a reason, and resistance often becomes softer because turns commands into logic, requests into justification, and information into understanding. This is why words are dangerous, not because they are loud, but because they are invisible. They slip past our awareness, shape our emotions, guide our decisions, and influence how we see the world. The game of social life is not won by the loudest voice. It is won by the person who understands how language shapes perception. Because words do not simply describe reality, they help create it. And the moment you understand that, you begin to hear the hidden rules behind every conversation.